It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jaguars and the Steelers, and it's coming up next.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunton. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. To return, it's Cam Sutton. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Check 26, check 26. Hey, check that, street.
And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That's it, baby.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 17 carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. They'll set up a throw. They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Fryermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Six guys. Check 6 guys. Slam. Hey, check 24. Let's go.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Good breaker, baby. Good breaker.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll lead here to a third down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Running right through it. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got the lead guy running it.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Devontae Adams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Got it. Hey, lock it. Leo.
They'll run it. This is James Robinson. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive #1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
On play action, they'll throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This defense for the Jags, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game. I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. Give him 9 there, the first and completion. On the jet sweep, this is Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, you don't want a coach in Charles to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. It turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Sutton now to return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now left side on the swing pass. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. A good throw there, and this is a quarterback who's still just getting his feet wet, obviously. And by most accounts, last week played okay in the victory. But I want to know, Charles, what was your impression of his play last week?
Brandon, I think a lot of teams will be happy with okay, and early on, it's less about how many touchdowns did he throw, but did he not throw interceptions? Did he handle adversity? Did he handle the huddle? Those types of things. That's what people are looking for.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Good job over there, baby. I see y'all. Good job over there, baby.
With 2 touchdowns on the season in this game, and the Steelers have taken the lead. His first career touchdown pass, and yeah, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and make the offensive move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number. There he goes, left side. 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. James Robinson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Sutton now to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Let's go.
Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. And individually, he's done his thing with the 2 touchdowns. Bottom line, though, they're losing.
Seems to me that they need to get the ball to him a little bit more. Okay, you're right. He's done his part. They might need a little bit extra from him in order for them to try and get back into this game.
Maybe a 3rd, maybe a 4th touchdown. We'll see. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's complete to his tight end flyer move. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
2nd and 9 now. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Kill.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
You got tight. You got tight right there.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Open net is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they... And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Alex Highsmith in there to bury him for a loss of 11. When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, it's a nice job there defensively to break those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lock one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Looking to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. And back deep, Gunnar Olszewski. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Look at DJ Chark as he and the rest of the offense head back out. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on them. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. Fights through, and now a crease. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 95 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. And a dump off here to Robinson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had. Right. Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He finds his man Johnson. Touchdown! Deontay Johnson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Let's go.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll run on first down. It's Robinson, and he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 8 more yards this time, coming off back-to-back first down pickups. Play action. It's Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Chabot. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
It's easy work, and it's coming again.
Laviska Shenault, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Crew able to connect on the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Crew to kick off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. And he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
We're going to shut you down.
Good job starting on that scramble. Had his eyes on that first down marker, CD, but lost the most important thing, the football.
Yeah, wasn't quite there. Focused solely on getting to the first down marker. Forgot to cover up and take care of the ball.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Lawrence. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Lawrence to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And Lawrence going to smartly hit the deck here as he is able to pick up the first down in the process. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. On 2nd and goal, Lawrence. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batting down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now we think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal.
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Steeler D will celebrate the goal line stand.
I actually like the fake, all right? They gave it a shot. This is one of those plays where you really think you're going to fool people because he shoveled it off to the kicker, and he was going to try and get it running. We have seen it be successful before, but definitely not on this play.
I was going to say, as the kicker, when you see that it's probably not going to work, just terror and panic in your eyes, I would imagine.
What we really needed there was the close-up of his face while he was running.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete. Fair to say, it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught.
And the Steeler pressure too much here he's going down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On third down, Robinson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. Third down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the first down.
Let's go, boys.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, and it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Joe Mixon has a run for a touchdown. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. The Bills looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Eagles. Colin Kaepernick, a touchdown pass in that first half. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jags, and they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first two quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. And meanwhile, for the Steelers, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. These two coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
Right there.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Wait, look at me. Good fight.
On second down now, it's Robinson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 117 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll run here with Robinson. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
That's it, baby. We gon' work.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. 7 yards to pick up there.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. They'll run again here with Robinson. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. They'll try and throw for it.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And in the 3rd quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it would stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for 2 too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Looking deep for Adams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
The 2nd down and 10th in, knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. He'll drop to throw. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now, Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
And that will be incomplete.
Here comes the boom!
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory.
Let's go!
A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And they'll run with ETN. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now Lawrence. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Sutton now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And the Jags will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Looking deep downfield. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Flush to his right. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision.
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble, and the Jags grab it. And now off to the races down the right side. The 20. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dwayne Smoot. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
On the run, it's Robinson. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call.
Holding offense.
The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well send a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
We go! 30 base.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Connection made with Chenault. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Forced out to his left. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And Lawrence going to smartly hit the deck here as he is able to pick up the first down in the process. A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence. Blitz coming and down he goes. Cameron Sutton. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. To try again after the sack. Lawrence. Caught by Jones. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead the third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And trying to shake free, but ETN cannot. The defense will stop him short. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a fourth down. And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
He'll look to throw. He hits Adams, complete. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will finally go out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. He's got Claypool for a Steeler touchdown.
No, boy.
Chase Claypool, 41 yards. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Devin Bush in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up. Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And this one is incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Lawrence. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Lawrence. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. But to throw again is Lawrence. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 17-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Again, it's Robinson. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer. You go for it, you have have to analyze this one, to me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now. They feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. So now the Steelers down on the scoreboard. 1:52 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off at the 33. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They run. Robinson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Robinson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Now it's the Steelers' turn. Trailing in this one now. A little under 50 seconds to go. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw. Flushed out right. He's got Claypool. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll look to throw now on first down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. And quickly they get to the line. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jags, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.